We just bought ourselves our dream four-wheel drive, a Toyota Land Cruiser 200 series, and over the course of the next 4 weeks, we're going to be transforming it from a dead stock vehicle into hopefully one of Australia's toughest touring wagons. Join us for the mistakes, the glory, and a whole lot of fun. Far out, that looks insane. Alright, so how good's this? The awning is on. Couldn't be happier with this one. Insane what this can do. And it being freestanding is a massive positive for us. The K-on brackets holding up perfectly, even when it's fully sort of bent out and I put pressure on it from the outside, it's still not budging, which is really good. So the next part of the build is a massive one for me. I've been looking forward to doing the car for a long bloody time, even before I got the car. The reason being, you buy a V8, you want it to sound like a V8, mind the crows, or Alf Stewart would say, "Stone the flaming crows!" I've just been to the post office, and what I've picked up I'm very excited about. I can't wait to show you guys, so here it is. What we have here is a twin 3-inch to 4-inch exhaust from Manta, Australian made company, owned and operated in WA. They've been kind enough to send us over one of their stainless steel systems, and yeah, we're going to be installing it in Big Leroy today and hopefully getting a bit more note out of it, and maybe even a slight increase in power. Hopefully. We've been running these for over 1.5 years now on Percy the Prado, so I'm very happy to stand behind Manta. We've trialed and tested it and we know this stuff works, so that's what we're putting in this one. That's why we've chosen this exhaust too, because we've trialed and tested it. We've never had an issue, and they made Percy the Prado actually sound pretty good for a 3-litre. Hopefully we can get a bit of a note out of the big V8. I know we still have the DPFs, and yes, Ronnie Dale, if you are watching, I'm leaving the DPF in, so. Ooh, I'm like a kid in a bloody candy shop. Whenever you're using knives like this to open any boxes, I always adjust the setting right down so the knife is only just sticking out. Too many times have I opened bloody brand new boxes of things and scored the product.
Oh. 10 minutes later.
Alright, so finally got the packaging unwrapped, and it took a little bit to get it out, but I just want to prove to you guys that we're keeping the DPF in, we're not taking it out. So this is the DPF back system. We've got twin 3-inch pipes going into a single 4-inch, and the 4-inch looks freaking massive. Really keen to get this under the car and see how it sounds, but this job isn't 100% super simple, but if you have the right gear and the right know-how, I guess you could do it by yourself. So if you're not 100% confident, I would recommend a mechanic doing it, but if you're handy on the old spanner, give it a crack yourself. But Jason here at Sarah Travels, we got the hoist, so we're going to jack it up on the hoist and get under it and make it so much easier. So cannot wait to get this under Leroy. Alright, so we got the car up on the hoist. This is the first time it's been up here, so it's a bit scary, but first thing you want to do is just loosen up all your nuts and bolts, use a bit of WD-40 or something like that. Even a bit of spit, mate, will probably do the job, but I don't know, this is a semi-new car, so you'd hope that everything's not too sort of seized on there. I know Percy the Prado was an absolute dog to do anything on because it was so old.
You want to let them know that this is an entertainment video only?
Oh yeah, sorry. Don't do anything we do on this video. Don't sit under cars like this. Yeah, Sarah's right, it's entertainment only, so don't do this shit. That's the new pipe, and to give you guys some comparison, it would pretty much fit over the old pipe. 4 inches is a massive upgrade, and hopefully that's where we get the sound, a bit more acoustics out of it. But yeah, that's the tailpipe, and it's a fair old comparison. So full stainless steel system, and yeah, made by Manta, so pretty excited.
Gotta hit the gym, mate.
Bloody hell. Thought it wasn't going to be seized that well, but it's not good. Right, that's one. I'll briefly stop the video right there, guys. I'd like to thank today's video sponsor, Athletic Greens. So for a few months now, you guys know we've been drinking AG1. It's our daily assurance that we are getting every vitamin and mineral it takes to stay happy and healthy on the road. Lately, we've been in the shed putting in 10-hour sessions building up Big Leroy. We've been on the spanners and we haven't had time to really look after our eating habits. So AG1 has really come into its own because it literally takes no time at all to make. Simply mix 4 ounces of water with every scoop of AG1 and shake. It is as simple as that. It's jam-packed with so many vitamins and minerals. Not only is AG1 really quick and easy to make, but it also promotes immunity, gut health, and a massive one for us on the road is energy, and also the way something tastes. So if you're waking up every morning, it is definitely not a chore to drink AG1. It actually tastes really good. If you guys want to try some AG1 for yourselves, there's a link in the description below that will get you a year's supply of D3 and K2, plus 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. Thanks heaps, guys. Back to the video. So we've got this old exhaust out. You can see just how much restrictions in this thing. From the DPF, it goes from 2.5 inches into a little bit bigger pipe, but not much, through mufflers, all sorts of things. We're getting rid of all that stuff. Obviously, we're trying to keep the system legal. That's why we're keeping the DPFs in, but hopefully we're gonna decrease the amount of resistance in these pipes, and the car's gonna breathe a lot better. So hopefully that's the goal. Oh, there's the Alright, so the Manta exhaust system is installed. It took about 2 hours. We're super stoked with how it's turned out. So now we're going to play a little game with you guys. I'm going to black out the screen and play 2 different exhaust sounds. One of the exhaust sounds will be with no aftermarket exhaust, and it's going to be the Manta 3-inch to 4-inch exhaust system that we've just put in. And like I said, blacked out screen, so you're not going to know which one's which, and you guys have to pick which one you think the Manta exhaust system is. So I'll play option 1 now. Hopefully you get it right. Alright, so the results are in. If you had have picked option 2, you were bang on the money. So today we are installing the Oricom DTX 4200X. This is part of the Oricom Premium UHF range. This one here we've run all over Australia, so we're very happy to promote it. We've run it up to Cape York, and we actually had some of the best range in our convoy. If you missed episode 1, we installed the 3 dBi antenna on the K-on bracket on the left hand side mirror. So today we're going to install the rest of this unit. All you need is the coax from your antenna and a 12 volt power supply. So one expert tip I will give you is make sure you fuse all your cables, no matter how much they're drawing current wise. Make sure you fuse it. You don't want to come back and your car's in a pile of ash. Oh, and if you wanted 15% off Oricom, we do have a code SKT15. That'll get you 15% off store wide, no matter what UHF you get. Might save you a couple $100. So go use that one, SKT15. All right, so as you can see, we've already run our cable. I've just tucked it in for now. That's your coax, so that's part of the puzzle. So once you run this into a spot that you want, you're gonna need to get a 12 volt supply, which I said I have. So we're gonna take these trims off. I've already got the 12 volt supply in here. This car did come with a UHF, but I've actually recycled the supply. Obviously, I'm not gonna run a new one if I don't need to. So yeah, 2 parts of the puzzle. The third is to install the unit and test it and make sure it works. So I'm gonna pop these these trims and yeah, get into it. All right, so I've got my power supply sorted. Now I'm gonna unbox this baby. So it comes in a box that looks like that. How good's the tailgate too? This was like literally one of the biggest factors about choosing a car to tour around Australia. If I could recommend anything, it would be get one with a tailgate. It comes in 2 boxes. One box, head unit, actual unit, UHF. Second box, handpiece. So the handpiece comes with a little fitting on it that plugs straight into your actual UHF itself. We're going to tuck this box up into it and then plug the 12 volt power supply in, plug the antenna in, and then Bob's your auntie's, uncle's, Mrs. Dog's, auntie's, Mrs.'s nephew should have a working UHF. So let's do that. Leroy Brown. The bolts don't fit, don't they? Now we're going to draw them out. So we finally got that Oricom in. It took about an hour, I reckon, this job. I've just hidden it all underneath the kick panel up here, and she's all ready to go. So I've plugged it all in, I've tucked up all the cables. Pretty important thing is to make sure wherever you put it, one, it's not going to get water if you do flood the car, because, hey, we've all been there. 2, you don't want to put it somewhere where Sarah will kick it. So I put it there and then tucked it up further so she can't kick it. Time to test it now. So before I put everything back together, it's a good thing that you test your gear before you fully pack away your stuff. So I've got it on when accessories come on. So there we go, she's fired up Jason to commission it. So he'll go sit on his UHF and make sure that I'm nice and clear. The next job is mounting our recovery tracks to the roof. So I've actually found a product that I really want to share with you guys for a couple of reasons. First, I think this is genius. The dilemma most people face with roof racks and mounting things to roof racks is that once you put like everything on your rack, a lot of the time you don't have space to actually strap things down on top. So for us, we're going to put a full-size solar panel on the roof, max tracks, plus an antenna for our Selfire Go booster. So we were stuck with the dilemma of space on the roof. So if we wanted to throw a swag up there, we could. K-on Australia have come up with this design. So this is called their Max Tracks Stealth bracket. The Max Tracks mount on top like normal. But once you take these Max Tracks out, what you can then do is fold these pins down. See how they fold down? To me, that is amazing. So now you have a flat surface again. You can mount whatever you want to your roof. Throw a swag up there, anything you want. Right, so this is the roof situation. Currently the camera's sitting on top of where the solar panel's gonna go. So like any Max Tracks mounting kit, they just sit down like that. You can't really stack too much flat stuff on top of this, so pretty well, you take these off, and then if you want, these just fold down like so. So that's perfectly flat now. You can mount whatever you want there, which is pretty cool. So now I've got this whole space here to mount things. So that's how we're getting around filling up our roof rack full of stuff. I'm actually thinking about utilising these brackets on the awning brackets, the K-on ones, and putting like a tube for my fishing rods and stuff along the side here. Keep them out of the caravan. And then I'll show you what's on the other side here, but these things are pretty cool. So apologies about the sound, I don't know if you guys can even hear me. I'm about to share with you guys some expert tips, alright? So I said it before in the drawers thing, it's easier to wire setups when they're on the ground, flat on the bench at a workable height. There's nothing worse than mounting this solar panel and then trying to fit it off up there. So what I've done is, I've connected it up to a bit of cable so I'll actually get inside the car and run it to the point that I want it to. So this solar panel we've selected is 210 watts. So expert tip as well, select the size cable that can carry the current effectively and efficiently. Not just because it can carry it doesn't mean it's the right size cable. So for this instance I've run 10mm cable, which is Sparky terms, it's probably about 6 BS, and I'm going to run that because one, I'm going to get no volt drop at all over that distance, so I'm going to get the full output of this solar panel, so my system's going to be running as efficiently as possible. So all about calculating your volt drop, how long your run of your circuit is, and how many amps are going through it. Another thing too, when you're doing joins and stuff, get some heat shrink, and after you've done the join, slide the heat shrink over your join. Once you've heated these shrinks down and protected your joins, heat shrink one big piece over the top. That's going to protect the joins. And another tip is stagger your joins. So instead of having these two joins next to each other, see how I've staggered the joins? So if this joint ever comes loose, it's not going to come in contact with this other joint and short it out. So if you join these like this next to each other, if one of these joins ever flogs out and touches the other one, then it's going to short circuit. So that's another form of protection, is stagger your joins, stagger the weakest parts of your circuit. So if they ever broke, it's not going to short out. There's some tips for you that might get you out of trouble. So it's time to put some heat shrink on, and then finally we can get this stuff up on the roof. The funniest part about this installation is this size cable that I've run just for the solar is only going to carry probably 10 amps at best. I've actually seen people run their whole caravan setups on a twice as long a run trying to put 50 amps through this size cable. And I'm telling you right now, it'll never work. Last tip, I swear this is the last one. So when you put this solar panel on the roof, this is very important, because if something did go wrong with this joint, there's nothing worse than if you run the cable tight, so then you've got nothing to rejoin. So if I had to come up and fix my job or fix someone else's work, it's always so bad when you get to a job and someone's pulled the cables tight and there's just no way you can join it, because if you cut the bolt out and try to rejoin it, there's just not enough slack on the cable. So what I always do is I put 1 or 2 service loops in, just like that, and then the one thing that does, first and foremost, is doesn't put any pressure on your join if it's like that. So the join, there's no load on it, I'm not pulling tight on the join, I'm pulling tight on the cable tie there. But if something did happen, I can always cut it there, undo my service loop, and I've got plenty of slack to rejoin the cable onto. So always leave yourself a service loop for the worst case scenario. I'm not overly happy about this. These drawers are that primo, I don't even want to put anything in them. So I've got to fill them up. So the smart thing to do is put all the heavy weight stuff on the bottom side, because you want to keep your weight low. But also Sarah can only get her head in this one. So whatever I put in this one needs to be stuff that Sarah needs to get out. So what I might do is put all my spray cans and stuff in the top one. And yeah, try to organise it that way. Recovery gear, even though that's pretty heavy. Stuff that I mainly use up in the top one because it's easy for me to access. And yeah, but it's going to be hard trying to work out where to put everything. There's just too much space. So I'm going to get into that now. So we just went to the post office too, and we just picked up our brand new shipment of Grab Me Gear stuff. So these guys do outstandingly good quality bags. This stuff will last longer than you will live. And it's got pretty much, well, it's got a massive warranty, but I reckon they could slap a lifetime warranty on it. It's so good, they're shooting themselves in the foot because they're not going to get repeat customers. The stuff's just built good the first time. So yeah, grab me gear. We've actually got 10% off. SKT10 will get you 10% off, and let me tell you, you won't be disappointed. This stuff is the bee's knees. People have been asking us about this too. Where do we get this from? This is also from Grab Me Gear. I don't know if you can see the logo up there, but this is called the dash organizer, and it's perfect for like neatening up your messy dash. So everything's really quick and easy to grab. I normally put my sunnies in there as well, so you don't lose anything, and better yet, people with OCD don't have a cluttered car, so pretty much cleans up your clutter. And yeah, this Buddha here, we are not religious people, but this little Buddha represents to us, every time we look at him, it means every day above ground is a good day. So yeah, a lot of questions about that one as well. But yeah, SKT10 will get you 10% off Grab Me Gear, and support local and support Australian. So one option you can do is, well, you'll get like a few little bits of bags in the kit. So depending on what kit you buy, but what I like to do is like subdivide my tools. So pretty much if someone needed a spanner, instead of me giving them my whole tool bag, I just give them this little Grab Me Gear pouch, and that's got every spanner size in it, ratchet spanners, everything you could think of, and a pair of pliers. They're not meant to be in there. So I'd hand that to you. And you just take that away, use it, and then bring it back. So that's super cool. But also what you can do is subdivide it. So have one larger Grab Me Gear bag and then put multiple. So that's going to be my tool pouch. And when I need tools, I grab this whole thing out instead of like having to sort through it and rifle through your stuff. It's just a really good way of organizing it. Obviously the clear top as well, you see exactly what's in it. The highest quality zips, like you can be an absolute prick to these zips and they're not going to break. Like I could do this all freaking day and it just loves it, you know, like. So yeah, we can't stand behind these guys enough. Jimmy from Grab Me Gear, it's a one-man band. He's out of WA and he's doing some really good stuff. That's why we support him, because we can't find any better quality in Australia. So yeah, get your hands on some and support local. So it's all coming together. We've sorted out the storage situation in the rear drawers. It's coming together quicker than a bloody pea and ham soup on the boil. It's, check this out. We've absolutely filled these bloody, and in a few weeks time, I'm going to be giving away this, which is a high pressure monitoring system to one of you guys lucky, but let's give away a shirt. So I did say to someone, they're going to win a shirt if they come up with a really good name for the Land Cruiser. So I think I've got that person, but I need them to come forward because I have no idea who said Tom Cruise first. I'm going to go back through all the comments on the first video and work out who suggested Tom Cruise first, because I think that's probably the best name, Tom Cruiser. Vodka Cruiser was a close second, and then Leonardo DiCruzio was a close third. So, but can't give away that many shirts. So I'm going to go back through and find the winner and put the name of it down below right now. If that was you, contact us and we'll send you a bloody bit of merch. So do that. There's one other kit that I want to show you in the Leroy that is pretty new, and I want to show you because it's always a good idea when you're traveling outback Australia to have some sort of device where you can delete engine codes, because all these new engines, they all have so many little sensors and stuff, very intricate systems. To be honest with you, I like the old cars because they're so super simple and nothing can go wrong with them. But I've just gone out and purchased one of these. So I don't know if you can see this in the corner here. That there is the new Scan Gauge 3. So this thing can actually tell me all the things about the engine that I need to know, such as EGTs, transmission temperatures, torque converter lockup temperatures, manifold pressure, all the things that I like to keep an eye on, because if you know the car well, you can sort of see issues before they happen. So yeah, it's got everything that I need to know there. Plus, this is the good thing about it, you can actually delete codes off it. So if I ever had an engine code on the car, I can go in and delete it. It's really cool. We're not affiliated with Scan Gauge at all. We've always run their products and we swear by them because they have, you know, got us out of trouble. And when we were up the Cape York, and I had the engine codes from Drowning, Percy the Prado and Nolan's, I actually got in and deleted a few things. Really good bit of kit, and as backup to super cheap, so if this scan gauge 3 fails, I've actually got a little physical OB2 plug-in scan tool here, which was like $100 on special at Repco or Super Cheap or wherever I got it from. So I have a little backup there as well, which is really cool. So another really cool product that I'll quickly touch on, we did make a video on this, but you guys have absolutely been loving it. So this is for people that missed that video. iCheck, so the people that make this tire pressure monitoring system right here, so these guys here, iCheck, it's a one-man band, Australian business, Sam, has actually come out with some tire deflators, and these things are really cool. They're like the Camp Boss one. They've got the little pressure readings on the side, so you can drop them down to multiple pressures. We actually had a race against the Storms and the Camp Boss, so if you want to go watch that video, but we do have 10% off these guys. These are $70 for a set of these, so they're dirt cheap. And they're marketed as, and we can back this up now, as Australia's most accurate tire deflators. So if you want that, get on their website, use our code SKT10, and that'll get you 10% off. These are about $70. And yeah, you'll be supporting a small Australian business. But I can't believe how many people have bought these already and are loving them. So yeah, get in on these, because as soon as stock runs out, it's going to be a while before they come back in. So only while stock lasts. So anyway, I know these videos have been a bit like producty and stuff, and we will be getting back on the road soon, but a big part of what we do is actually running products that go around Australia and make going around Australia more enjoyable. So we do like sharing them with you, and if we can save you a bit of money, we like to do that. We'll be back on the road soon, and we won't talk about any other products, but yeah, it's definitely been a big learning curve building Leroy up. I've learnt things about things that I had no idea about. So yeah, anyway, you can probably tell I'm super excited. I better shut the hell up.